Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here today. My name is Lerato Mogoatlhe. So basically, to cut a very long story short that you can read about later when you buy the books after the talk, I'm just a regular girl, born and bred in Pretoria, Mabopane, in the north. It might explain the wanderlust. And one day, I was working as a journalist at City Press. It was a great gig. I was young. I was in my 20s. I was getting paid to party. And I could legitimately call in sick at work and just say, listen, you know I was out. I have a hangover. I can't come to work. It's part of the gig. Then we got a call. I was invited to Accra. It was a PR company. I had never written about fashion. I don't write about fashion. And I was invited to Accra, Ghana. It was a 4-day media trip. And I remember saying to my mom, and she always says, Lerato, you are dramatic. And I say, yes, drama is the spice of life. So I say to her, Mom, something is going to change. I just don't know what, but something is going to change. And as we are flying to Accra, there starts being thunderstorm in there. You know, when I'm thinking in Setswana now, but it's called Lidim, when it's gray, and there's thunder dancing, and it looks like you should be running home and taking cover. That happens to be my middle name, so I love it when it's like that. And I'm like, definitely it's a sign. Something big is going to happen in Accra. We get to Accra, nothing big happens. It's 4 days, it's a media trip. You're working, you go to a fashion show, lovely. You go to an orphanage, ritual, standard procedure. We party a lot, which happens a lot in Accra, right? But on the 4th day, we're at the market, we're buying cloth. And I crossed the street to go back to the bus because I actually needed to get a moment to myself and soak it all in. I was finally in West Africa. It's the region of my obsession. I love West Africa. It matches my personality. It's big, it's bold, it's theatrics all the way. So I was definitely at home. And I say to the universe, because you know me, I believe if more is good, a whole lot must be better. So I'm having a good time in Accra. I can't just have a good time in Accra. I say to the universe, you know, I need a sign. If I see a Woolies, I'm moving here. Fuck. Google is all I'm gonna say. Because lo and behold, 15 minutes later, we see a Google. Now I have to move to Accra because, of course, I did the universe. I start looking for work in Accra. I can't find it, to either be a journalist or work in communications and development. I can't find it. And then I decide that, well, I guess instead of moving to Accra, I'm going to start living my dream of actually traveling around the continent. So a year after the trip to Accra, I tell everyone, expect my resignation, expect me to move. I don't know when yet, but very soon I'll be leaving. I'm just prepping everyone and buying myself time to actually save. A few months later, I leave South Africa. I go to Dakar, Senegal. This is how my story starts. I'm going to read from my book, Vagabond, Wandering Through Africa on Faith. This is the very beginning. It's called You Are Home. 24 June 2008. There are ways of arriving in a new country. You should know where you're going, have your first few nights accommodation booked, be able to converse in the lingua franca, and have a bottomless bank account or enough savings to make cash the least of your problems. This is the way of the well-organized and the cash-saving. I'm not this person. I arrive in Dakar at 3:30 a.m. on a dental floss budget. I don't know anyone, and my 7-word French vocabulary doesn't include please help me. Go ahead and tell me I'm an idiot. I aim stronger words at myself as I leave the plane. I fill my customs forms as if my hands have never held a pen. An official comes over to help me with the daunting task of tackling page 2, where I need to answer the horrific question of where in Dakar I will be staying. The first plan I come up with is to head to a nightclub, but then I realize I'm here to see a club taking in revelers with backpacks the size of Mount Kilimanjaro. I anxiously watch it going around the conveyor belt until a guard comes over to ask if I have lost my bag. I put the backpack on a trolley and push it like I've never walked before. panicking, with every step taking me closer to the exit. I'm fending off touts and cab drivers. Dakar comes with 2 warnings. It is infamously expensive and brimming with con men. Getting a taxi to nowhere is not an option. The only thing I know about Dakar is that it's the capital city of Senegal and that the country is home to Youssou N'Dour, Baba Mal, Ismail Lo, and my favorite writer, Semben Ousmane. I also know about their president's concept of negritude and that Gerard Sekoto, the South African artist, spent time in Dakar and Casamance. I have no idea what I'm doing, only that I refuse to accept the image of Africa as the home of doom and gloom. I come up with plan B as soon as I spot a uniformed gentleman holding a board with the words Novotel Hotel. I straighten my back to appear confident and hand him my backpack with the warning that it's rather heavy. I'm the only passenger in the Costa minibus. I'm the only passenger in the Costa minibus. I plonk into my seat and wonder if a colleague who suggested going to Hillbrow when I told her about my plans to travel around West Africa wasn't onto something. Before Dakar, I had only been out of South Africa for 13 days on work trips to Swaziland, Zanzibar, and Ghana. No money, no experience, no social connections.